So the first thing we want to do is launch the application of Ableton Live 8. So let me take you through a couple of steps to make that happen. We'll go to our Applications folder where we've installed the program, and we'll simply click on the application icon and start the process of launching Live 8 on our computer. All right, now that we have Live 8 up and running, let's talk about the two interface views within the program. The view you see in front of you now is called the Session View, and the Session View contains tracks of audio, tracks of MIDI. We have our master section over here to the far right. Now if we go down to the bottom of the audio track number 1, you can see we've got some traditional features and parameters. There's the ARM Record Enable button, the Solo Cue button, the track activator or mute button. Here's the panning knob. We have our track volume slider here for volume attenuation. Now in track 2, which happens to be a MIDI track, all the same features apply down at the bottom of the channel we just discussed, including an input activity meter. So now if we select the Tab key on our computer, the program switches over to another view inside Live 8. It's called the Arrangement View. Now this view probably looks familiar to many of you, working in that linear fashion, working down the timeline from left to right. And you can see we have a display of our bars and beats up top and our minutes and seconds displayed down at the bottom. If we go over to the extreme right of the arrangement view, this is where we find Live's I/O and meter section. For starters, this is where we can designate how we want to route audio, MIDI, and other information into a specific track, as well as routing audio and MIDI out of a designated track. So by clicking the Unfold Track button, you can see it unfolds and shows the I/O and meter section in a more detailed view. There's plenty to discover here and utilize, so we'll be discussing all these options in more detail as we move deeper into the tutorial. For starters, we can see that track 1, just like in the session view, has our ARM Record input, Solo Cue button, our track activator mute button. Here's the panning selector and the track volume control. So the same parameters I just mentioned holds true for the MIDI track number 2. So this is Live 8's arrangement view, where you can record, arrange, and edit your tracks in a linear fashion. If we select the Tab key again, the Session View is selected, and this is where Live displays tracks of audio and tracks of MIDI. You can add and work with as many tracks as needed inside Live. Now there's plenty more to offer within these views, but let's go ahead and open our preferences and talk about how we can set up Live 8 to get things started with our music production.